From the dawn of humanity, people have lived alongside fear. In ancient times, our ancestors had to be wary of sudden storms, darkness, or wild beasts lurking in the shadows. They feared losing their lives, being abandoned, and facing the unknown. Fear was a survival instinct, an inner alarm that kept human beings alive by making them aware of danger. Today, in modern society, with technology, light, and comfort, we may think that those primal fears have vanished. But in truth, fear has never left us. It has only changed its form. No longer wild animals, tempests, or darkness. Fear today takes shape as work pressure, loneliness, anxiety about the future, the dread of failure, or the haunting sense that life may be meaningless. Fear is not just an abstract concept in philosophy or religion. It is also a physiological response, a primal mechanism forged through millions of years of evolution to help us survive. When we face danger, the body immediately releases cortisol and adrenaline, stress hormones that make the heart race, blood pressure rise, and breathing quicken. This is the fight or flight response. All of it exists to protect us. Yet in modern times, our minds often trigger the same reactions for imagined dangers. Deadlines, criticism, uncertainty. The heart races, the body tenses, the mind spirals. Fear is rarely pleasant. It often drains us, causes insomnia, and leaves us exhausted. Fear can also be rooted in childhood. Emotional wounds, strict punishments, abandonment, or abuse may create subconscious fears that last into adulthood. A child who was overly criticized may grow up with a fear of failure, rejection, or judgment. These invisible fears silently shape decisions, career choices, and even the way one loves others. Some say that the greatest fear is death. Indeed, no one wants to disappear, to face the unknown, to confront the total end of existence. Freud, the father of psychoanalysis, emphasized that the instinct for survival makes humans avoid death at all costs. And many psychologists after him have agreed, death is a shadow haunting the unconscious. It is not just a biological end, but also a plunge into the void, where reason, plans, and desires collapse. Yet perhaps death is not the deepest fear. Existential philosophers such as Kierkegaard and Camus pointed to something even greater: the fear of meaninglessness. Humanity trembles at the thought that life may pass without leaving a mark, without fulfilling its potential, without truly being lived. This emptiness is often more terrifying than death itself. For if death has meaning, it becomes bearable. Eastern philosophy also reflects deeply on this. Lao Tzu once said, "He who knows that enough is enough will always have enough." The hidden meaning is this: people fear emptiness, imbalance, and living without grasping the essence of life. Buddhism teaches that suffering arises from desire, anger, and ignorance. As long as the mind is bound by cravings, rage, or delusion, fear becomes a fire that burns the soul. A quiet mind, free from attachments, is no longer ruled by fear, and only then can one touch true freedom and peace. In modern life, fear hides within loneliness. We can endure poverty, illness, and even failure, but facing abandonment, feeling unheard, unseen, unaccompanied, creates the deepest wound. A joy unshared, a pain unacknowledged, a voice unheard. These remind us of how fragile we truly are. Viktor Frankl, the existential psychologist, once said, "Man is not destroyed by suffering, he is destroyed by suffering without meaning." Interestingly, these fears are interwoven. Death frightens us because it may erase connection and leave life meaningless. Loneliness terrifies us because it threatens our search for meaning and belonging. Meaninglessness itself magnifies the dread of death, making it cold and empty. All fears trace back to one root: the fear that life may pass without truly being lived, without leaving anything behind, without being authentically ours. Thus, the greatest fear is not death, not loneliness, but living a meaningless life, living without knowing why, living without leaving a mark for ourselves or for the world. To realize this is to understand why fear follows us through life, and why we must learn not just to endure it, but to transform it into the courage to seek meaning, to live fully, and to face each day with greater resolve. Seen from another angle, fear is not only something to be dreaded, it can be a compass. When we discover our greatest fear, we also discover what truly matters. Fear reminds us to live fully, to act boldly, to search for meaning in every day. Death, loneliness, failure, all fade when life has meaning. When we ask, why am I alive? What do I wish to leave behind? Am I living true to myself? Fear ceases to be a cage and becomes a driving force. The impact of fear is double-edged. It can paralyze, but it can also propel. A fear of failure can make us prepare more carefully, think more creatively. A writer afraid of being forgotten may strive to write with greater depth. A scientist afraid of missing a discovery may work tirelessly to uncover truths. But fear, if it dominates the mind, shackles us. Too much fear of risk makes us avoid change, and we lose opportunities. Too much fear of loneliness makes us cling to harmful relationships. Too much fear of meaninglessness makes us chase hollow standards and forget ourselves. Fear is therefore a double-edged sword. It can block us, but it can also guide us. It warns, urges, and directs. What matters is recognizing fear, understanding its biology, psychology, and roots, so we know when to listen, when to let go, and when to transform it into creative energy, courage, and meaningful living. When we truly see its nature, fear is not evil. It is an essential part of life. It keeps us awake, makes us live more deeply, and frees us when we embrace it with awareness. Fear is not an enemy. It is a teacher, perhaps the most subtle teacher of all. Existential philosophers like Sartre and Camus stress that human beings are free, but freedom comes with responsibility. Fear is the mirror. It shows us what matters, what cannot be ignored. When we fear a meaningless life, fear urges us to choose paths true to our values, not the expectations of others. In Eastern thought, Lao Tzu spoke of Wu Wei, living in harmony, not forcing. Fear, when recognized, can help us let go of empty desires and needless anxieties, leaving the mind clear and calm. Buddhism teaches that by understanding fear and impermanence, we learn to cherish the present moment, let go of attachments, and live with awareness. Fear is also a tool of growth. Great leaders are not fearless. They are those who see fear and turn it into energy. Fear asks, what must be prepared? What must be considered? What must be pursued? In creativity, too, fear is a catalyst. A musician afraid of mediocrity experiments boldly. An artist afraid of being forgotten creates more daringly. Fear, far from being a prison, can be the spark that pushes us beyond our comfort zone, helping us leave a lasting mark. Ultimately, fear teaches courage and happiness. Courage is not the absence of fear, but moving forward despite it. Happiness is not a state of being without fear, but of living with awareness, savoring each moment, and knowing the true value of life. Thus, fear is not merely an obstacle, it is a guide. It reminds us to live with awareness, courage, and creativity. When we see fear in this light, every confrontation with it becomes an opportunity to discover meaning, freedom, and our truest strength. The next step is not to deny or escape fear, but to observe it mindfully. As Buddhism and Taoist thought remind us, fear is just a psychological event, a passing energy, not who we truly are. By observing fear instead of reacting blindly, we release its grip and regain clarity. A few simple techniques can help. The cloud visualization. Sit quietly, close your eyes, and breathe deeply. When fear arises, imagine it as a cloud drifting across the sky. Observe it without clinging or pushing it away. Watch it change shape and slowly dissolve. You realize fear is just a phenomenon, and you remain steady. Breath awareness. When fear appears, focus on your breathing. With each inhale and exhale, say silently, I see this fear. It is only energy, not me. After a few minutes, calmness spreads through you. These practices not only reduce stress in the moment, but also cultivate long-term mindfulness. Fear does not vanish completely. It is part of life. But you learn to stand firm amidst the storm, to see, to let go, and to transform fear into guidance for a deeper, more meaningful life. And you, have you discovered your greatest fear? Are you avoiding it, or are you learning to live with it? Share your thoughts in the comments. Your story might remind someone else that they are not alone in their search for meaning and freedom. If you found value in this reflection, don't forget to follow this channel. Together, we will continue to explore humanity's timeless questions about happiness, freedom, fear, and the meaning of life itself. Along this journey, may you find the courage to face your fears and the freedom to live more fully each day.